Leading the race, the Liberal Party of Canada, LPC, is projected to win 178 seats, placing them in majority territory, at least for now. Their range suggests they could secure as few as 151 seats or as many as 202, meaning the race is still highly competitive. The Conservative Party of Canada, CPC, however, is facing setbacks, now projected at 129 seats, marking a decline in their numbers. Their possible range fluctuates between 106 and 157, leaving them far short of forming government. The Bloc Québécois, BQ, competing only in Quebec, is projected to secure 25 seats, with a potential range between 19 and 32. Meanwhile, the New Democratic Party, NDP, is seeing modest gains, projected at 9 seats, with a possible high of 14 or a low of just 3. Finally, the Green Party of Canada, GPC, is expected to win 2 seats, but they could drop to 0 or manage a slight increase to 3. With these numbers shifting, the race remains highly unpredictable. Will the Liberals maintain their lead? Can the Conservatives regain lost ground? And how will the smaller parties impact the balance of power? Stay tuned as we continue to track the latest updates. Now let's turn our attention to Atlantic Canada, where 32 federal districts are up for grabs. Historically, this region has been a stronghold for the Liberal Party of Canada, and the latest projections suggest they continue to dominate. The Liberals, LPC, are leading the race with a projected 27 seats, maintaining their grip on the region. Their potential range spans from 23 to 31 seats, meaning they could further solidify their dominance. The Conservatives, CPC, on the other hand, are struggling to make gains here. They are currently projected to win just 5 seats, with a possible low of 1 seat and a high of 9. With the Liberals continuing to dominate in Atlantic Canada, the Conservatives will need a major push if they want to challenge them in this region. Will the Liberals sweep the East once again, or will the Conservatives break through? Next, we move to Quebec, home to 78 federal districts and a key battleground in every Canadian election. The Liberal Party of Canada, LPC, is leading in Quebec, projected to win 39 seats, with a possible range between 34 and 44. This suggests a solid base, but with room for both gains and losses as the race continues. The Bloc Québécois, BQ, remains a strong player in the province, currently projected at 25 seats. Their range, from 19 to 32, indicates they could either improve their standing or face setbacks depending on voter sentiment. The Conservative Party, CPC, is holding on to 13 seats, with a potential fluctuation between 10 and 15. While they've made inroads in some areas, breaking past this ceiling remains a challenge. The New Democratic Party, NDP, once a dominant force in Quebec, has been reduced to just 1 seat, with no potential for expansion in this projection. With the Liberals maintaining a lead, the Bloc looking to defend its turf, and the Conservatives seeking growth, Quebec remains a province to watch. Will the Bloc rally in the final stretch? Can the Conservatives gain traction? Or will the Liberals solidify their lead? Now let's turn to Ontario, the most crucial battleground in every Canadian federal election. With 122 federal districts, this province often decides who forms the government. The Liberal Party of Canada, LPC, continues to dominate Ontario, projected to win 78 seats. Their range spans from 61 to 88, meaning they could either hold firm or make significant gains if momentum swings in their favor. The Conservative Party of Canada, CPC, is in second place with 40 seats, but their range suggests uncertainty, varying between 31 and 57 seats. This indicates room for growth, but also the potential for losses, depending on how the campaign unfolds. The New Democratic Party, NDP, is struggling in Ontario with only 3 seats projected. Their range suggests they could increase to 5 seats, but there's also a risk of being wiped out entirely in the province. Meanwhile, the Green Party, GPC, is projected to win 1 seat. with a possibility of securing up to 2 or none at all. Ontario remains the key battleground for this election. Will the Liberals hold their dominance, or can the Conservatives close the gap? And will the NDP manage to stay relevant? This province will be one to watch as the race continues. Next, we head to the Prairies, covering Manitoba and Saskatchewan, where 28 federal districts are up for grabs. This region has traditionally been a stronghold for the Conservative Party, but let's see if that holds in the latest projections. The Conservative Party of Canada, CPC, maintains a solid lead, projected to win 19 seats, with a possible range between 17 and 21. This confirms their dominance, but with limited room for expansion. The Liberal Party of Canada, LPC, is competitive in some urban areas, currently projected at 8 seats, with a range between 6 and 11. This suggests they could hold their ground or gain a few more seats if support shifts. The New Democratic Party, NDP, has minimal support in the region, projected to win just 1 seat, though they could increase to 3 or be completely shut out. The Prairies remain largely Conservative territory, but the Liberals are making small inroads. Will the Conservatives maintain their grip, or can the Liberals and NDP carve out more space? Now let's head to Alberta, where 37 federal districts are in play. This province has long been a Conservative stronghold, but the latest projections suggest some shifts are happening. Let's break down the numbers. The Conservative Party of Canada, CPC, is still the dominant force in Alberta, projected to win 30 seats. However, this marks a decline from previous elections. Their range suggests they could drop to 23 seats or climb back up to 34. The Liberal Party of Canada, LPC, is showing signs of life in Alberta, projected to win 5 seats, with a chance of securing up to 12 if their support holds. Their floor remains at 2 seats, meaning they could still struggle in some areas. The New Democratic Party, NDP, is also making small gains, projected at 2 seats, with the possibility of increasing to 3. Their presence remains limited but noteworthy. Alberta remains Conservative territory, but cracks are forming. Will the Liberals and NDP continue gaining ground, or will the Conservatives tighten their hold? This will be a key province to watch. Now, let's move to British Columbia, where 43 federal districts are in play. This province is known for its diverse political landscape, with multiple parties competing for key ridings. So how do the latest numbers stack up? The Conservative Party of Canada, CPC, holds the lead in British Columbia, projected to win 22 seats. However, their support varies, with a possible range between 18 and 27 seats. While they remain the frontrunners, competition is fierce. The Liberal Party of Canada, LPC, is close behind, projected to take 19 seats. Their range extends from 14 to 24, meaning they could challenge the Conservatives in key districts. The New Democratic Party, NDP, is struggling in British Columbia, projected at just 1 seat. However, their range suggests they could pick up 3 seats or be shut out entirely. The Green Party of Canada, GPC, remains a factor in British Columbia, projected to win 1 seat, with a potential for 2 or none at all. With tight margins between the Conservatives and Liberals, British Columbia remains one of the most competitive battlegrounds in this election. Will the Conservatives hold their lead, or can the Liberals gain momentum? And what role will the NDP and Greens play? Finally, we head to Canada's Northern Territories, where just 3 federal districts are up for grabs. While a small part of the overall seat count, these ridings can be highly competitive and often unpredictable. Let's see how things stand. The Liberal Party of Canada, LPC, is leading in the north, projected to win 2 seats, with a range between 1 and 3. This suggests they have strong support but could still face challenges in holding all their seats. The New Democratic Party, NDP, is also in the mix, projected at 1 seat, with the potential to gain 2 or be shut out entirely. The Conservative Party of Canada, CPC, has an uphill battle here, currently projected to win 0 seats, but they could manage to flip one seat if conditions shift in their favor. With tight races in the territories, every vote will count. Will the Liberals hold their advantage? Can the NDP expand its presence? And will the Conservatives find a way to break through?